What's up, YouTube? On this episode of Coddiwomple Overland, we're going to be going to Onion Creek and the Porcupine Rim. Coddiwomple Overland is proudly powered by Cummins Off-road, home of the Lifetime powertrain. Also in part by Overland Vehicle Systems, Faster Flate, and Trail-Rated Coffee. This week we would like to thank More Expo for coming on as a new sponsor. They're the Midwest #1 adventure travel consumer show. We hope to see you there. Also new this week is Long Creek Overland. Long Creek Overland is the #1 place to get all of your overlanding apparel. Coddiwomple Overland t-shirts and sweatshirts are available from Long Creek Overland in a variety of different colors. And we'll leave a link in the description below. When we left you on the last episode, we made our way to Moab. We stayed the night in a motel there. The next morning we hung around Moab for a little while and then made our way on up to the Onion Creek Trail. The Onion Creek Trail is just northeast of Moab. While it's not difficult in nature, it is supposed to be one of the most scenic rides that you can make in this area. It wasn't long at all before we turned off Blacktop and made our way towards the Onion Creek Canyon. We could tell already off in the distance that the views were going to be spectacular. What started out as gravel quickly turned to dirt. The next thing we knew, we were starting to go through the many stream crossings this canyon offers. Next thing we knew, we were right in the middle of the canyon, and also right in the middle of some of the most beautiful scenery that we have seen yet. Once we had made it through the narrows of Onion Creek, we began our ascent to Fisher Valley.
And then we're in a big open field.
Fisher Valley is a huge valley that sits at about 5,800 feet at the foot of the Manny La Salle Mountains. Just before we got to the private ranch, we hung a left onto Hideout Canyon Road.
Water.
La Salle Mountains. Whoa, where the road go?
Right there.
Up over that, just straight across.
While most places in this area are pretty well marked, this one was a little bit confusing, and I think it was from all the rain that we had had. When we got here to this creek crossing, it really didn't look like a creek crossing. So we turned right and ended up just making a little loop. A lot of times the best way to navigate a ditch that is washed out running down the middle of the road is to just straddle it. That doesn't always work though, especially if you're in the sand and one side decides to give way.
Do you need help? Wow!
You're all right. You're all right.
Yep, again, perfectly flat ground, and we almost put the Jeep on the side. After I got Deb settled down and made sure she wasn't going to jump out the door, I just simply turned back into the ditch and leveled ourselves out.
You're all right. You're all right.
I wouldn't get that high.
Take Kelly's line, not mine.
Got it.
We were almost laying on our side.
Well, the good news is I sat back and got that whole thing on video.
That's cool. We got it too.
Very cool.
Yeah, it definitely looked like you had it handled, and my thought process was the only thing worse than tipping your Jeep over in the desert is not having video of you tipping your Jeep over in the desert.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I don't know what I was going to say at first.
You, my friend, are exactly right.
At least it would have been a soft landing.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think that would have been bad. I think it would have went over slow, only went a few feet. We could have corrected it, got it back upright. I mean, that would not have been a trip ender at all. You might have tweaked some crap and busted a few little things up, but I think you would have been fine. Bruised, not broken. This road hasn't been any worse than one we took our Opal on in Alaska many, many, many years ago.
Nancy and Alan. I could see him doing that too.
It was about here where we started noticing that Mike and Laura was just a little bit farther behind, and then they were trying to catch up. We wondered what was going on there, so somebody asked Mike.
Get out of the way!
Mike, are you in this channel?
Oh my goodness. Oh, we cannot be nice.
Okay.
Right behind you. I was pretending you guys were the bad outlaws and I was the lone sheriff chasing y'all down.
This was not the first or the last time that Mike caught himself reliving his childhood fantasies as a cowboy in the Old West. As we made our way along Hideout Canyon Road, we were getting closer and closer to the Manny LaSalle National Forest.
Washboardy.
Not yet.
Knock on wood.
As we made it past 8,500 feet and back into the Aspens, we decided to stop at Fisher Point and check out the Dinosaur Tracks. There were dinosaur tracks all over the rocks up here. It's really amazing to think that something left its footprint here thousands and thousands of years ago, and now you can still see it. After we left Fisher Point, it was time to start looking for a campsite. We kind of had an area in mind. It was time to make our way towards Porcupine Rim. Well, this was not the most used route to Porcupine Rim. It was the most direct, and of course, one of my shortcuts.
Yeah, y'all might want four-wheel drive for this mud hole.
While this trail doesn't get a whole lot of use, I can't see why, because it takes you right out on the rim and gives you some amazing views.
crazy. You go from one thing right to something totally different, you know?
Yep. When we made it to the Porcupine Rim Campground, the view was absolutely breathtaking. We wanted to camp right on the bluff line, but it was already taken, so we moved back down into the trees for cover from the wind. While everybody started getting their campsites together, Kelly started cooking. On the menu tonight was steak with all of the fixings. This turned out to be one of the best meals of the whole trip, and everybody ate way more than they needed. The rest of the evening was spent just hanging around camp and enjoying all the beauty that surrounded us. We hope you've enjoyed this part of our trip to Utah and Colorado, powered by Dan Cummins Off-road. And we hope you'll tune in next time when we meet Overlanding Now and take on the Rim Rocker Trail. Don't forget to go check out Lone Creek Overland for all of your Coddiwomple Overland merchandise. There'll be a link in the description below. Thanks again for watching Coddiwomple Overland, and until next time, see ya.